The battle for the stars wasn't just science. It was a war of pride, power, and survival. Two superpowers, locked in a deadly Cold War, tore their eyes from Earth and aimed rockets at the heavens. This is the story of the space race. A race with no second place, where the stakes were nothing less than the future of humanity. After the devastation of World War II, a new conflict erupted. Not on the battlefield, but in the void above our planet. The United States and the Soviet Union, bitter enemies with nuclear arsenals, raced to prove who was the supreme power. The arena, space, the prize, global dominance, and control over the final frontier. October 4th, 1957. The world heard an eerie beep from the sky. The Soviets had just launched Sputnik 1, the first human-made object to orbit Earth. It was tiny, it was simple, but it shattered American confidence overnight. And then came Laika, the fearless dog sent into orbit aboard Sputnik 2, forever the first living soul circling our planet, a symbol of Soviet audacity that sent shockwaves through the West. The U.S. was stunned but determined. NASA was born in 1958, a bold promise that America would not be left behind. Then, in April 1961, the Soviet hero Yuri Gagarin blasted off, becoming the first human to circle Earth. The world watched in awe as the USSR scored a crushing victory. But the American comeback was fierce. Just weeks later, Alan Shepard soared in a suborbital flight, igniting hope. Then, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth, a turning point signaling the U.S. was in the fight to win. The mid-60s were intense. NASA's Gemini missions pushed astronauts to their limits, daring spacewalks, nail-biting dockings, and survival in the vacuum of space. Every maneuver was a step closer to the ultimate goal, setting foot on the moon. Meanwhile, the Soviets stumbled, their lunar ambitions slipping through their fingers. 1961, President John F. Kennedy shocked the world. We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. A challenge that set NASA on a collision course with destiny. Then tragedy struck. A fiery inferno during a test claimed 3 lives, but the dream refused to die. And on July 20th, 1969, the impossible became reality. Neil Armstrong's boots touched the lunar dust, and his words echoed through history. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The moon was no longer a distant dream. It was ours. The fierce rivalry faded as the 1970s rolled in. The Cold War thawed in space when the US and USSR joined hands in orbit during the Apollo-Soyuz test project, a powerful symbol that even enemies could find peace above Earth. The space race wasn't just rockets and astronauts, it was humanity's awakening. It pushed science beyond limits, sparked innovation that changed the world, and proved we could reach for the stars and touch them. Now, with Mars and beyond in sight, the spirit of that race burns brighter than ever. So the next time you gaze at the night sky, remember this: a battle fueled by fear, ambition, and hope that took us from a tiny beep in orbit to the endless possibilities of the cosmos. The space race wasn't just history, it was the launch pad of humanity's future.